The city noise finally faded behind me, replaced by the soft crunch of my boots on the gravel path. I love these later night walks. The world feels different under the moon, quieter, more honest. The air was crisp, carrying the scent of damp earth and distant woods. Streetlights cast long, distorted shadows that danced with the rustling leaves. It was just me, the silence and the occasional hoot of an owl. That's how it always started, peaceful, predictable. But tonight, something was off. I first felt it as a prickle on the back of my neck, that ancient instinct that tells you you're being watched. I slowed my pace, listening. Nothing, just the wind whispering through the pines. I laughed it off. Too many late nights, too much coffee. My imagination was probably just running wild. I kept walking, trying to shake the feeling, focusing on the rhythmic sound of my own footsteps. But the feeling didn't go away. It grew stronger, a persistent, unnerving weight. I stopped again, this time turning around completely. The path behind me was empty, a long, dark ribbon winding back toward the faint glow of the city. I scanned the trees, the deep shadows where anything could be hiding. Still nothing. I told myself I was being ridiculous. It was probably just a deer or a fox. This was their territory, after all. I took a deep breath and continued on, but my pace was quicker now, my sense of peace shattered. That's when I saw it. It wasn't direct, not at first. It was a flicker of light in my peripheral vision, something that didn't belong. I turned my head, but it was gone. Was I seeing things? I kept walking, but my eyes were darting everywhere, searching for that elusive gleam. Then I saw it again. A soft, gentle pulse of light weaving between the tree trunks about 50 yards behind me. It was a pale, ethereal blue, like a captured piece of the twilight sky. My heart started to pound. This wasn't a flashlight. The light was too soft, too mobile. It moved with a strange, fluid grace, bobbing and weaving as if it were alive. I stopped walking and stared, my breath catching in my throat. The light stopped too, hovering in the darkness. It seemed to be waiting, watching me. A cold knot of fear tightened in my stomach. What was this thing? I decided to test a theory. I took a few slow steps forward. The light mirrored my movement, maintaining its distance. I walked faster. It matched my pace. I stopped abruptly. It stopped too, a silent, luminous sentinel in the gloom. This wasn't a coincidence. It was following me. Every rational explanation fled my mind. This was something else, something unnatural. The air grew colder, and the woods, which had felt so familiar and comforting moments ago, now seemed alien and menacing. I was torn between an instinct to run and a paralyzing curiosity. What did it want? The light itself wasn't aggressive. It was beautiful, in a haunting sort of way. It pulsed with a soft, steady rhythm, like a slow heartbeat. As my eyes adjusted, I started to make out a shape within the glow. It was small, indistinct, but it had the faint outline of a person, a child, a spirit. The thought hit me with the force of a physical blow. It was impossible. Insane, but what other explanation was there? A small, glowing figure floating silently through the woods, shadowing my every move. The initial fear began to mix with a profound sense of awe and confusion. Why me? Why was this happening? I was just a regular guy out for a walk. I stood there for what felt like an eternity, locked in a silent standoff with the glowing child. It made no sound, no threatening gesture. It just watched. Its presence was overwhelming, a quiet mystery that had inserted itself into my ordinary life. I felt a strange pull, a desire to get closer, to understand. But the fear held me rooted to the spot. The primal part of my brain was screaming at me to flee, to get back to the safety of concrete and electricity. Slowly, cautiously, I started to walk again, this time not away, but parallel to the path, moving deeper into the trees. I wanted to see what it would do. The glowing form followed, drifting effortlessly over fallen logs and uneven ground. It never got closer, never fell further behind. It was my constant, silent, luminous shadow. The mystery was deepening, and the fear was now a constant, chilling companion. I had no idea where this was going. The path ahead was dark, leading further away from everything I knew. Behind me, this impossible creature continued its silent pursuit. My simple night walk had turned into a journey into the unknown. I didn't know if I was in danger or if I was part of something incredible. All I knew was that my world had changed forever. I looked back one more time at the glowing, childlike spirit, and I knew with a certainty that chilled me to the bone that I was not going home the same person who had left. The night was no longer just quiet. It was filled with a terrifying, beautiful secret. And it was following me. What would you do? Would you run? Would you try to talk to it? I'm still out here, and it's still with me. Every night is a new chapter in this strange story. If you want to see what happens next, if you want to follow this journey into the unknown with me, then make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss where this path leads. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.